All right, guys, today we're working on the RX-8. This thing is just putting too much fuel pressure. The reason is because it doesn't have a return system, and the person that did the swap never put a return line. So today we're gonna be installing a return line all the way to the fuel tank, and then we're going to be installing a fuel pressure regulator with a gauge and everything so that we can tell how much pressure there's in the system. So with that being said, stay tuned, and every time you do a LS swap, you need a return system. So with that being said, let's get it. Sheesh. All right, guys, first thing you want to do is remove the back seat. All you do is pull up on here real tight, real hard, pull that out, and then remove the 4 bolts to hold down the cover. And then you expose your fuel pump here, your fuel port hanger. Then you unplug it, pressing this tab and pulling it out. I have it wired up straight to the battery, or not straight to the battery, but straight to a relay, 40 amp relay to power this thing much better. And then what you want to do, you want to remove this this green thing here, and take it out, because then you have to, yeah. So let's take this out with 2 hands. Let's get it. All right, with the fuel line popped out, take the holder, that green thing that was on there, you just pop it out, and then you unscrew this thing. That's how you get this thing out. Now we can access you have to unplug that wire. There's a wire right there that you have to unplug that goes to the other side. But yeah, let's get this thing out, and I'll explain to you guys how to get it out. Let's get it. All right, guys, so we got the fuel line. I'm gonna set it right here. I'm gonna show you guys where we're gonna put it. So I removed this piece from right there. This was just like shoved in there, and we look like we have room to just slide it down there and, you know, throw it down there for now to see how we're gonna route it. So that's what I'm gonna do next. I'm gonna just shove it down there, and then start pulling it, and then see where I'm gonna route it so that we can get this thing done. And I got a fitting here. This is the fitting that's gonna go on there. Oops. And it's gonna go like right here, around this area here, just like that. And it's gonna be down more, so I'm gonna put it down that way, going that way. So let's get it. All right, guys, so the hose is down that way now. We routed it that way, and you can see hanging down there, right there. So I put a cap on it just so I don't get debris into the hose itself, because look, it's dirty anyway. All that dirt would have got into the hose. So now we're going to route that thing all the way up front. We're gonna put the car on the lift, and see how long we're gonna need it. I'm gonna place the fuel regulator here, and I'm gonna run the lines to it, just like in there. So let's get it, guys. Let's keep moving along. All right, we got the car up on the lift. Now, time to raise her up and run that line. Let's get it. All right, guys, with the car up on the lift, we're gonna expose where we're gonna run that line, and I can already see that we're gonna run it right besides this one. This is a EVAP. I think it's an EVAP line. But yeah, they made it look like this. On here, this is not leaking at all. So we're gonna run it over here on this side, or we might actually take this off and run it in here too. Have both lines going out there. Be cleaner. I think this is like a shield for the headers and stuff there. We can definitely make it nicer. So we're gonna check it out. Let's get it. All right, guys. I removed that cover here, that sleeve, and now we can. This thing's pretty nice. Like it. It's keeps the hose from burning if it touches the exhaust. But now we're going to run this line, like I said, and then put it in the same spot, go up, and then we're gonna put that sleeve on both of them, and we're gonna clamp it down, and then we're gonna keep going. Gotta redo the undercoat on this thing too. Maybe one day, or I might sell the car. Not sure. We'll find out. Let's get it. All right, guys, so I'm running the line the same way. Like I said, this side, it's up there onto the hood. I ran it to the side here. Right, it's gonna go along here. And we're gonna zip tie it to there. And we're gonna run it up this way, just like that. But we're not gonna tighten anything up yet on here because we still gotta set up everything. Once everything's set up front, then we go to the back and make the final adjustment, the final cut. So let's get it. All right, so those hoses are out, like I said. This one I have to disconnect from there still. And this is the way, I set up the, the different color one. You can't see it anyway because it's gonna be like that. So it doesn't really matter, the color on that one. But on here, this is how we're gonna set it up. We're gonna have the one coming in from the top. We're gonna put it on the top on this side, and then the other one from there is we have to make a line going to here. And then once that's done, then we're gonna make the line for there. So we're gonna probably put a 45 on here. This is gonna go right here like this, somewhere like this. I was gonna put it like this, but it hits the hood. But it might not actually, now that I'm looking at it, because that thing over there doesn't hit. So we might be able to clear it up. Gotta check it. But I think it'll look nicer like that. But then if it's like that, it's gonna get in the way here. So we're just gonna have to do it like this. Sideways. Just like that. So we can have more room. Let's get it. We'll figure it out. All right, so I switched the line so that you can't see it. It looks, so it's gonna go like this. Boom. I bent the bracket so it can be on a slight angle so that the hood closes. And now we're gonna be able to install it just like that. And the hood clears. I already made sure of that. I gotta put the gauge on it and see how fat it is to get this out the way. But it's gonna look nice. Let's get it. Let's put the gauge on. So now I'm gonna be installing this gauge. I made the line over here already. So I went with a 45-degree angle one. So it's gonna go down there. This is gonna go on the side here. The 45 angle is gonna go in there, nicely going down. And then I'm gonna make another line from here to there. And it's gonna be a 45 on each side. And it has to be a small hole, so we're gonna do 2 45s like this on there. Do I have 2 45s? Damn. I have 1 45. Oh, there we go. We have another 45 there. 2 45s. Or 2 90s. Talking crazy right now. 2 90s. Damn, I need 3 90s though. We'll see. We'll make it work. Let's get it. All right, we got the gauge on. This thing looks fresh, black to match that. Everything's going to look so good on this thing. So, and I found the other 90 degree. It was over here with this fitting. So I was getting a little scared there from last video that I made, or yeah, the previous episode. So yeah, we have 345s. That's all we need. So now let's mount this thing up and finish this engine bay. Let's get it. All right, guys. So it's installed. So far, so good. We installed it this way. We're gonna make this go this way, zip tie here somewhere. But yeah, the gauge looks good. This goes down there. This is the pressure from the fuel pump, and the return right down here in the 45 going down. They're both together, so I'm gonna be able to use that sleeve. And now I gotta make the next line from here to here, and then run everything back to the, like, run the line, make sure everything's good, and then take that fuel pump out and put that this fitting on it and make that line. Let's get it. All right, guys, so I ran that sleeve there, not touching anything, really nicely, going up to where it's supposed to be. And now we are going to zip tie everything here where it's supposed to go, and run this and feed it up there, because we're not gonna need all this. So we're gonna just do it like this, and then we'll zip tie everything. Oh yeah, she's looking good. Let's get it. All right, guys, so everything's routed up down here, zip tied everything real nicely. I put this metal bracket here so it can hold up these lines, because this is broken here and it was just dangling. So we made it so it can be even here, so if we hit anything, it hits this before it hits that. So we're good now. Just got to do the line up there and put that fitting in for the return line on the fuel hanger, and then we'll be good. Let's get it. All right, guys, today I'm showing you guys what happened here. It looks like it's loose too. I'm not sure, but we have some loose bolts that are coming out. Look, out of the axle. These ones were too, so I just tightened them and marked them on both sides. You can see the grease was coming out of there and splashing there, up there. And yeah, these are actually loose too. You can turn them by hand. So I'm gonna tighten them as well. But yeah, this guy really, I don't think he knew what he was doing. I'm sorry to say it, but he didn't tighten up everything. He knew what he was doing, but he didn't take the extra step of making sure everything's, locked in. And I don't even know how I made it home from West Virginia to New Jersey with this shock like this. You see that? That's not supposed to be. That's supposed to be in here. I don't know how that turned out of there. So that's insane. God's protection is with me, so that's why we didn't get no accidents or anything. But yeah, just the things that we find and we gotta fix. But overall, enjoying the car so far. Just running into some issues, and we're gonna keep going. We don't stop here, and that looks fine. So I don't know, I might have to go in more. No, that's how it goes. But let's get it, guys. Let's fix this this shock, or this coilover, and tying up these bolts. Let's get it. All right, guys, all fixed up. I put the threads back in there, and I made sure they were at least halfway through that circle. You don't want anything be blank on that circle, and that's why I think they raced it up too much. And these coilovers actually race up from down here too, but I make sure both sides were even, so that we can see how high the car is now with them being pushed in more, and locked them. I locked them with the key, so to make sure that they don't come out again. So I also fixed the bolts back here. I use this long Allen key. They're beautifully for this type of job. And I marked the axles so that we can know if they come loose again, then we add some Loctite or something to make sure we put them back on. So with that being said, let's get it. Let's finish up this fuel pump and keep going. All right, guys, so I made the line. Looks good. Just gonna go right there like that. I just gotta put that fitting on there and secure it, and then we'll be good to go. We'll put this in there, secure it, and then one more line that we have to make up front. It's a short one. Goes from there to there, and that's how I'm gonna route it with a 45 and a 90, and I should tie that whole system up. So let's get that pump out and start drilling the hole and installing this fitting. Let's get it. All right, we got the pump out, and now we're gonna be installing that fitting. So to remove this fuel pump hanger, you have to, there's a hose that you have to unplug, because that goes across to the other tank, the other side of the, not the other tank, but the other side of the tank. And also this connector here, you got to remove those, and you make a mess here a little bit, but not a big deal. So yeah, that hose goes on here, and that connector goes right here. So let's put this fitting in, let's drill this hole and see how we're gonna make it happen. Let's get it. All right, I drilled the hole and I was able to thread it, and now it just threads in there. Let's finish this up. Let's get it. All right, guys, so the fuel line fitting, everything's installed just like that. Very sturdy. It was a pain in the butt to get that tight, but we got it tight. I used, I'll show you guys what I used. I used these type of wrenches. They're really nice to do this type of job. So if you have the tools, you get stuff done. And now we're going to plug this in. Plug this in. Go. Oh, came right out. I gotta make sure we're able to clip in there. Let's get it. All right, we're all plugged in. Everything went well. The connectors just had to be pushed in a little bit more. And now we just made this line to finalize the product here. And right after, we have to run a vacuum line. So let's install this and then run the vacuum line. Let's get it. All right, guys, so I ran the vacuum line from this port here. It was blocked, so I ran it this way, right here to the regulator. And now we're gonna try to start the car and make sure it runs and everything's running properly, that we have the specific fuel pressure coming out of the system. I believe it's like 50 something. Don't quote me on that, but we're gonna figure it out. So let's get it. Let's turn on the battery and then start the car. Let's get it. All right, moment of truth. Here it come on. No leaks there. Oh, it's leaking from there. From right here. Guess I gotta tighten it more, or maybe just cap it. Darn it. All right, she's tight. Hopefully there's no more leaks. It's holding pressure, so I don't think there's no more leaks on there. So let's try one more time. Start pressurize the system and then see what happens. No leak, and it's going to 42 pressure on there. No leaks. No leaks. Let's get it. Let's start it up. Moment of truth. All right, moment of truth. Oh yeah. Let's see what we got. 43 psi. Looks good to me. And it goes up. Go to gas. Oh yeah. She sounds good. I'm about to die in here. Everything came out good. No leaks anywhere anymore. Everything's legit. Just had to tighten that up. Wasn't tight enough. No more leaks. We got this thing running. Let's get it. Thank you guys for watching this video. Hopefully you learn how to install a return line on any vehicle. It can be any vehicle. But this was the RX-8, and it was a big task. Good thing we found some bigger problems that we had as well, and we got the car done. So with that being said, keep it one world under cars, and let's get it. Sheesh.